She said it was a business trip to show her daughter the world, but I saw a photo of the three of them in her male best friend's social media post, with the caption "A happy and complete family." The dinner I meticulously cooked all went into the trash, and I signed the divorce papers. But she rolled her eyes at me, saying it was just a social media post. Is it really necessary for a grown man to make such a fuss? At that moment, I completely gave up. I wanted neither her nor the child. Chloe returned, casually tossing her luggage on the floor before sitting on the couch. I am hungry, make me something to eat, and also give me a head rub. I have a headache. I looked at her indifferently, but she didn't even glance at me. My hand was cut from cooking just now, but that dinner had already been thrown out. Ethan, didn't you hear me? I am hungry. Cook. Give me a head rub. I have a headache. Seeing I didn't move, Chloe said impatiently, but still didn't notice my wound. If he hungry, go eat out. I ignored her, and simply replied, what did you say? Chloe finally looked at me, frowning. You know that outside food is too greasy. I can't eat it. I have a sensitive stomach. Yes, outside food gives her a stomach ache, but I saw her and Logan eating very heartily, and their expressions of enjoyment didn't seem feigned. You don't say. I really did forget. You can't eat at a takeout place, I said mockingly, perhaps sensing my meaning. Chloe opened her mouth, then walked to my side, her delicate hand wrapped around my neck. Honey, did you see something? Was it Logan's social media post? Don't misunderstand. It was just too busy. When we were out, we couldn't get a restaurant, so we had to eat at a takeout place. Was truly naive or just pretending? Her expression while eating at the takeout place was clearly not one of reluctance. Besides, in the past, no matter how busy I was, I would cook for her, never letting her eat takeout, always remembering every dietary restriction and preference she had. But after just 1 week away, she changed this habit, which was truly surprising. Just today, I had joyfully prepared a table full of dishes, waiting for her and our daughter to return, only to see a social media post from her male best friend, Logan. A happy and complete family. If they are a happy and complete family, then what am I? When was pregnant out of wedlock, afraid her Eleanor would find out. It was I who took on a responsibility that wasn't rightfully mine, raising her daughter for 10 years as my own, but I never imagined that Logan's appearance would ruin everything. Her eyes used to be full of me and this home, but now she uses various excuses to go out carrying on with Logan, and even this time, she used the excuse of a business trip. She said she was going on a business trip, taking our daughter along to broaden her horizons, but I never expected her to be going out with Logan. If it hadn't been for Logan's social media post, I might still be in the dark. I pushed away Chloe's hand from my neck. In the past, I would have hugged her tightly, telling her how much I missed her these past days. But now, the faint heavy perfume scent on her body only made me feel physically nauseated. Chloe, let's get a divorce. For so many years, she had been very close to Logan, claiming he was just a male best friend, and I kept telling myself they were just friends. But I still felt some resistance in my heart. I was tired, I wasn't heartless, and seeing them together made me feel like an outsider. Chloe froze the moment she heard that, looking at me incredulously, her beautiful eyes wide. Ethan, what did you just say? I said, let's get a divorce. I am tired. I've already signed the divorce papers. If you have time, you should sign them too. I pointed to the divorce papers beside us. A name was already signed on it. Mine, Ethan. We just posted a social media post. Don't be so petty. Shouldn't a man be more magnanimous? Chloe grew anxious and immediately said, sign it. I am sure your male best friend won't be so petty. I sneered, never imagining that I was considered petty in her eyes. If I were petty, I wouldn't have been the fall guy back then, or a doormat for so many years, pretending not to care every time I saw her getting so close to Logan. I was tired, truly tired. Ethan, let's calm down, okay? Don't be so emotional, it's too extreme. Chloe's expression turned somewhat impatient. Now, go make me some food. I am really hungry. I haven't eaten since dropping Lily off at Eleanor's. Lily is our daughter, or rather, hers. I was the fall guy, and for all this time, I raised this child as my own, wanting to make up for her absent father, because said she didn't want any more children. I chose to be Lily's father forever, but I still couldn't forgive her now. The faint hickeys on her neck proved she had betrayed me. I am going out. If you're hungry, just order takeout. I wanted to leave, but Chloe suddenly grabbed my arm. "Ethan, let's not make a scene, okay?" I looked at her, saying nothing, until her phone suddenly rang. It was Logan, and she still had Logan saved as Mr. Logan. "Mr. Logan, how close? Go on, answer Mr. Logan's call, lest he get impatient," I said bluntly. The moment Mr. Logan called, her hand loosened. I saw that her wedding ring on her ring finger was gone, replaced by a different diamond ring, and I had never seen that diamond ring before. Maybe she bought it on this trip, or even chose it with Logan. "I'll take this call. Logan must have something urgent if he's calling this late," Chloe said quickly and hurried to the balcony to answer the call. I heard her voice. It was very gentle, a tone she had never used with me. "Hello, Mr. Logan, is there something you need calling me this late?" I sneered, then grabbed a blanket, and went straight to the guest room. In between, I heard Chloe leave. I didn't ask. I didn't know when Chloe returned the next day, because she wasn't there when I left, but she was already asleep in bed. When I came back, I wanted to call Lily. After all, it wasn't convenient for her to be at Eleanor's right now, and I hadn't even played with her since coming home. I wanted to bring Lily back. Even if Chloe betrayed me, the child hadn't. Besides, for all these years, I had been very good to Lily. She wouldn't betray me. I was her only daddy. Thinking of this sweet child, I even smiled. If I had any reservations about divorce, it was definitely Lily. After all, Chloe usually only cared about work and had no patience with the child. If I left, I was afraid Lily wouldn't be able to handle it. But when I called Lily, she didn't answer. I was puzzled. Immediately after, Chloe's phone rang, and Chloe groggily woke up to answer the call. "Hello. Hello. Mommy, it's Lily." The moment I heard that, I immediately leaned in. Seeing me approach, Chloe let out a soft HMPH, and put the phone on speaker. "Lily, what's wrong?" "Mommy, I miss you so much." Lily's tender voice came from the other end of the line, and my heart softened as I listened. She truly was my good daughter, so adorable. "Lily, do you miss Daddy?" I couldn't help but ask. As long as she said yes, I would immediately rush to bring her back. Even if Chloe and I divorced, I would never abandon her. Unexpectedly, Lily on the other end of the phone said, "I don't like Daddy anymore. I like Uncle. Uncle is better than Daddy." Hearing this, my heart turned cold. My mind went blank for a moment, and I didn't know what to say. I had raised her for 10 years, yet it meant less than Logan raising her for 1 week. Chloe was also startled by this, quickly turned off the speaker, and put the phone to her ear. "Lily, what are you saying? Don't say things like that again." Lily on the other end immediately burst into tears. "Mommy scolded me. It's all Daddy's fault. Daddy said bad things about Lily. Lily doesn't like Daddy at all." Although had turned off the speaker, I could still hear every word Lily said. Every single word struck my heart. A dull ache. I heard a male voice. "Lily, don't cry. Uncle will give you a hug. Uncle is the best." Lily's voice suddenly became cheerful. She must have run to Logan's side. My heart felt like it had been stabbed. A sharp pain. Finally, Chloe hung up the phone, and looked at me, saying scornfully, "Even doesn't like you anymore. You should really reflect on yourself." Reflect? What do I need to reflect on? I did nothing wrong. I just could never win the hearts of that mother and daughter. I wanted to turn and leave, but Chloe suddenly grabbed my wrist. The diamond ring on her ring finger was still sparkling, as if she was showing off to me. I was a failure whose own wife and daughter wouldn't stand by him. "Ethan, I am going to Eleanor's to pick up Lily. Come with me. It's normal for children to say a few wrong things. Just coax her a bit, and she'll be fine." Chloe looked at me, a hint of pleading in her eyes. I remembered how she had cried back then, saying she was pregnant out of wedlock and being bullied, and that if Eleanor found out, she would surely force her to terminate the pregnancy. Her eyes back then were just like now, full of pleading. I agreed, just as I had agreed to her ridiculous suggestion back then, to be the fall guy, to take all the blame, and today, I agreed to go with her to pick up the child, just to make that child no longer resent me. But my state of mind was completely different now. We went to Eleanor's estate. Eleanor was sunbathing in a rocking chair, while Lily and Logan were playing with toys nearby. Seeing them enjoying themselves so harmoniously, my heart ached even more. It wasn't sadness, but more a sense of loss. "Lily, let Daddy give you a hug." I extended my hand to Lily, wanting to hug the daughter I had raised with my own hands, but looked at me with disgust and instead said to Chloe, who was standing nearby, "Mommy, Lily misses you so much." After saying that, she ran towards Chloe, leaving me completely ignored, as if I were air. I paused, meeting Eleanor's gaze. Her eyes were full of scorn, just like when she used to mock me for being a worthless freeloader. I had touched her beautiful daughter, and eventually relied on the child to gain status, and become a freeloader in Eleanor's estate. My head drooped. Logan also sneered, and walked towards us. Lily was still hugging Chloe, saying with a smile, "Mommy, Lily misses you so much, and Lily likes Uncle too. Can you and Uncle get married? Lily wants Uncle to be Lily's daddy." My heart shattered even more when I heard that, but it only strengthened my resolve to divorce Chloe. It seemed that a child who wasn't truly yours could never be fully won over. All my years of kindness to them meant less than Logan's temporary appearance. It seemed they were the truly happy family. Chloe froze upon hearing that, then covered Lily's mouth. "Lily, don't talk nonsense." Lily immediately burst into tears upon hearing that, as if she had been wronged. "Mommy doesn't love Lily, Mommy is protecting bad daddy. Lily doesn't want daddy. Lily only wants Uncle." Lily kept crying. I couldn't help but squat down to try and comfort her, but she pushed me to the ground. "Go away. I don't want you. You're bad daddy. You won't let Mommy and Uncle be together." Chloe's face turned pale after hearing that. She looked at me, wanting to explain, but walked over, and she closed her mouth, saying nothing. "Lily, don't cry anymore. Uncle will hold you." Logan pushed me away. I stood aside, feeling somewhat uneasy. Uncle is still the best. Lily likes Uncle the most. Lily hugged Logan tightly while crying. I squinted as I looked at their faces. I wondered if it was just my imagination, but I always felt like the two of them looked somewhat alike. Uncle likes Lily too. Uncle loves Lily and Mommy the most, and won't leave you. Logan gently coaxed Lily, while Lily's eyes were full of resentment towards me, as if I had ruined their family, and I was the outsider. Chloe started to walk towards me, but was called back by Lily. "Mommy, come here for a moment." Chloe stopped and walked towards Lily and Logan. I clearly saw Chloe blush the moment she made eye contact with Logan. Lily took Chloe's hand, then Logan's hand, clasped them together, and then said with a smile, "Mommy and Uncle are together. We are a happy and complete family. Lily likes this." I let out a bitter laugh, this time at myself. Truly incompetent, having my wife and child taken by another man, and being unable to do anything. Eleanor, who was nearby, suddenly called my name. "Ethan, come with me for a moment." I turned my head, looking at Eleanor, who was staring deeply at me, her eyes full of dissatisfaction, but I still walked over. As always, every time I came, I would be subjected to Eleanor's cold sarcasm, without exception. In her eyes, I was an incompetent, worthless freeloader, who had to take responsibility for getting a girl pregnant out of wedlock, but I had never spoken about it before. To protect Chloe's reputation, I walked towards Eleanor. Chloe, behind me, suddenly called my name, her voice anxious. "Ethan. Wait." I knew what she wanted to say. She was afraid I would reveal everything and humiliate her. But I didn't turn around, I still followed. Eleanor and I went to a secluded place, a secluded garden. Eleanor's estate had some influence, but precisely because of that, they valued education. If had told Eleanor about being pregnant out of wedlock back then, Eleanor would surely force her to terminate the pregnancy. She was afraid. Eleanor and I walked into the secluded garden. I looked around, and Eleanor scoffed beside me. "Stop looking, you wouldn't earn these things even if you work your entire life." I didn't flinch at her words, but instead said directly, "I know, Eleanor, our family is rich. There are some things I'd never get if I work my entire life, and some things I couldn't hold on to even if I tried for most of my life." The implication was clear. Eleanor paused, then said coldly, "It's good that you know. You can also see that Lily doesn't like you as father. To be in this position, it's quite a failure. If hadn't been pregnant with your child back then, I would never have let you set foot in Eleanor's estate." I smiled. Back then, because of Chloe's single sentence, I took all the blame, and even to this day, I am seen by others as an utterly irresponsible, worthless man. But they didn't know that back then, to take care of Chloe, I gave up an offer with excellent benefits. What are you smiling at? Eleanor asked somewhat confusedly after seeing me smile, though still with a mocking tone. I didn't plan to hide it anymore, and said directly, "Don't worry, Chloe and I will get a divorce. I don't want either her or the child." Eleanor's eyes widened abruptly upon hearing that, and she said incredulously, "You want a divorce? And you don't want the child?" This must be quite unbelievable, considering I used to treat that mother and daughter as my entire world, and now I don't want them anymore. That's right, I don't want either of them anymore. Your daughter already has someone she fancies, and as for Lily, she isn't even Ethan. Eleanor, we heard a panicked female voice. We turned around and saw Chloe rushing over, her face anxious, tiny beads of sweat even appearing on her forehead. Eleanor looked at her, first with confusion, then asked, "Aren't you with Logan and Lily? What are you doing here?" Chloe opened her mouth, and finally said, "I need to talk to Ethan." I sneered, allowing Chloe to drag me aside. "Ethan? What's wrong with you? What were you about to say? Didn't you say you'd keep that secret to yourself? What were you trying to say just now?" Chloe immediately grew anxious, asking urgently, grabbing my arm, her nails digging into my skin. "Chloe, you actually heard us talking earlier, and you heard your Eleanor insulting me, but you just stayed put, letting her insult me, didn't you?" I looked at Chloe's panicked face and asked. Chloe froze for a moment, then said coldly, "So what? What's wrong with an elder educating you a bit? Can't a grown man be less petty?" That phrase again, in her mind, I was always a petty person, and she only came out to interrupt us when she heard something that threatened her personally. If had just kept insulting me, she wouldn't have shown up at all. I sneered, speaking to her with a mocking tone. "Whose fault is it that I became the person your Eleanor describes? Chloe, your Eleanor might not know, but don't you know? Let's get a divorce. Sign the papers." To my surprise, the moment I mentioned divorce, Chloe became frantic and immediately said, "No, we can't get divorced. Why? Even with things like this, you still don't want to divorce me. Chloe, what are you thinking? You like Logan, you two are the real family." I didn't want to talk to her anymore. I forcefully shook her hand off, and she accidentally fell to the ground. Chloe's eyes suddenly reddened. I paused for a moment, wanting to help her up, but Logan and Lily arrived. "Bad. What are you doing? Bullying mommy?" Lily's tender voice came, filled with anger. I saw Logan arriving with the child. Logan helped Chloe up and thoughtfully wiped away her tears, while Lily used her small hands to push me hard. The force wasn't great, but she used all her strength. I stumbled back a step, losing my balance. "You bad daddy. You only know how to bully mommy. I don't like you. Go away," Lily shouted at me. I looked at her, my own daughter whom I had raised with my own hands, somewhat blankly. Logan, holding the sobbing Chloe, said sharply to me, "Sir, I really didn't expect you to be this kind of person, bullying your own wife and making your own child hate you. You truly are a failure, quite a failure." I truly was a failure. These 10 years, I was a failure. Being the fall guy for so many years only led to me having nothing in the end. I am a failure. And what good are you? Is breaking up other people's families fun? I said to Logan with a mocking tone, then glanced at Chloe and Lily. "Don't worry, both of them are yours. I don't want them anymore, Ethan." "You," Chloe said, looking anxious. "Mommy." At this moment, Lily suddenly spoke, glaring at me. "I don't want this bad daddy. I want Uncle. Uncle is my daddy." "Shut up." I saw Chloe's face turn even paler, and Logan, who was holding her, also looked a bit pale. Lily was scared into tears, yet no one comforted her. I squinted, looking at this family. They really did resemble each other, and Lily seemed to resemble each other even more. Suddenly, I punched Logan, hitting him in the face. "Oh my goodness. Ethan, what are you doing? Are you crazy?" Chloe shouted, then looked at Logan with concern. Logan's face was swollen and red from the punch. Lily also ran forward to check on Logan, saying, "Daddy. Daddy, are you okay? Daddy." I sneered. "Next, let me see if he truly is your daddy." I held a strand of Logan's hair in my hand. When I punched him just now, it was precisely to get that strand of hair. "Logan, you owe me this." I left that one sentence and went home. Behind me, I heard Logan's curses, Lily's worried inquiries, and Chloe's attempts to chase after me being restrained by them. All of this no longer concerned me. That night, I was sleeping in my room when I heard faint noises. Chloe and Lily were back. Chloe put Lily into her room, then walked towards me. Ethan. Ethan. Are you asleep? I didn't acknowledge her. She probably thought I was asleep, and was about to lie down when her phone suddenly rang. She quickly answered it, speaking softly. Hello. Logan, what's wrong? Chloe, I miss you so much. All right, all right. I can't divorce Ethan. You know we're tied up with a lot of property. If we divorce, I'd have to give him half of it. Hearing that, I suddenly understood why Chloe didn't want to divorce me. It was because of the money. Logan on the other end sighed deeply, then said, that. Is he crazy today? How dare he hit me? I really shouldn't have let you marry him back then. Stop talking. Chloe's voice suddenly deepened, stopping Logan. I was stunned when I heard that. Didn't Logan and Chloe meet after we got married? What did he mean? I shouldn't have let you marry him back then. Logan, you have the nerve to bring up the past. If it hadn't been for you back then. Chloe's tone became agitated. I felt her glance at me, then she stopped talking. I understood. Chloe must have known Logan back then, and Logan abandoned Chloe. Because of one sentence from Chloe, I became the fall guy for him, and, in all likelihood, was also Logan's child. Thinking of the 2 strands of hair I sent to the hospital today, I clenched my fists. In the end, the truth would surely come out. All right, Chloe, haven't I come back now? From today onwards, I'll definitely stay with you and the child, making up for the years I missed. Logan said patiently from his end. How wonderful. It sounded like I was the third party, who had ruined their beautiful family. Things would come to light soon. Once the paternity test results were out, that would be my evidence for divorce. I was definitely getting this divorce. As for Logan, I didn't think he was someone who had suddenly found his conscience. The fact that he suddenly returned from overseas indicated something must have happened to him. After and Chloe exchanged a few more words, he hung up the phone and lay down beside me. He lay far from me. Just like our broken marriage, it could never go back. The next day, I received the paternity test report, which confirmed that Lily and Logan were indeed father and daughter. I sneered. So, all these years, I had been raising Logan's child for him. The information I had asked my assistant to dig up on Logan also came through. Sir, according to our investigation, Logan owes $100 million in debt overseas, and his return to the country this time is to swindle money. I hummed in affirmation. It was exactly as I had expected. Got it. Don't tell anyone about this, including Chloe. Yes, sir. After hanging up, I filed for divorce. If refused, then we would go through legal proceedings. The moment I returned home, Chloe threw a cup at me. I dodged, and the cup shattered on the floor with a crash. I looked at Chloe coldly, saying nothing. Ethan, are you dead set on divorcing me? You even sued me in court. Chloe yelled at me as if she were a hysteric. Yes, I must get this divorce. I looked at Chloe. Chloe, I've been the fall guy for so many years. It's time it ended. Logan is Lily's biological father, not me. My divorce from you will just make you a complete family. Chloe froze, looking at me somewhat blankly. How did you know? How I know isn't important. What's important is that this is my evidence for divorce. I am definitely getting this divorce. Chloe's face turned ashen with anger. Ethan, you've been a freeloader in Eleanor's estate for so long. How could I think you had no ulterior motives? When you agreed to marry me, you must have been after our family's money, right? I burst out laughing in anger when I heard that. After your family's money. Chloe, are you out of your mind? Logan abandoned you back then, and you begged me to marry you because you were afraid Eleanor would force her to terminate the pregnancy. You were the one who begged me. Chloe's face turned even paler. Eleanor's estate's money belongs to Eleanor's estate. Divorce is fine, but you'll leave with nothing. Leave with nothing. Fine, I said bluntly. I'll leave with nothing, but don't think you can keep Lily's secret. Everyone will know that you were pregnant with another man's child back then. Anyway, Logan would eventually swindle all the money from Eleanor's estate. Ethan, you bastard. Chloe yelled at me, but I ignored her, opened the door, and prepared to leave. The moment I stepped out, I found Logan and Lily standing outside the door. As soon as Lily saw me, she put her hands on her hips and started shouting, "You bad person. Divorce quickly. I don't want you. I want uncle." Hearing this, Not only did I not get angry, but I also knelt down and patiently said to her, "Lily, the person next to you isn't your uncle, he's your daddy," in my usual tone. Logan froze. I glanced at them and then left. Chloe and I finally divorced. I left with nothing. Chloe and Logan also got married. Chloe's secret was revealed to the public, and Eleanor was so enraged that she was hospitalized, and they truly became a happy and complete family. I looked at the date, calculating by the date, Logan's debt repayment deadline must be approaching. I started my own business again. Back then, I was a graduate of a top university. If it hadn't been for Chloe, I might have already started my own company, but thankfully, it wasn't too late now. A few months later, during my career's ascendancy, I heard that Eleanor's estate had gone bankrupt. Logan had absconded with all the money, and Eleanor died of a heart attack from rage. Chloe and Lily went from being wealthy young women to homeless. I had known it would come to this. Retribution had finally arrived. One time, on my way to the company, I found two people sitting outside my office building, a mother and daughter. I looked closely. It was Chloe and Lily. They woke up as soon as they saw me. Chloe cried and said to me, Ethan, please help us. We don't have anywhere to live anymore. Please help us." Chloe was sobbing uncontrollably, a far cry from her usual refined appearance. "Chloe, we're already divorced," I said indifferently. "We can remarry." Chloe said somewhat agitatedly, "Ethan, I knew you still loved me. Let's remarry. I promised to be a good wife to you." "That's impossible." I looked at her destitute appearance, feeling not a trace of pity. "There won't be anything between us anymore." Chloe paused, but Lily, who was nearby, said, "You're a really bad person. You don't help mommy and me. Lily doesn't like you anymore." I felt even more like laughing. "Didn't you always dislike me? Child, your father is your favorite uncle. You should be looking for him, not me." I glanced at them coldly, then wanted to leave. Chloe suddenly grew anxious and slapped her daughter hard. "What are you saying? Apologize to Daddy immediately." Lily was scared into tears. "I don't want him, I want Daddy." "Chloe, do you see? This is blood ties. Even after I raised her for so many years, it's nothing compared to Logan's few months," I said with a smile. "Since she likes Logan so much, then take her, and go find him. Don't bother me, Ethan." Chloe called out my name in a panic, but I didn't turn back and simply walked away. Behind me, I heard Chloe's scolding and hitting, and Lily's cries, but none of that concerned me anymore. Eventually, I found Sarah, and I married her. We were happy and complete. She also gave birth to a very adorable daughter for me. My little daughter is very dependent on me, and wants me to hug her every day. Looking at my family, I couldn't help but laugh aloud. One time, when I was going out, I saw a woman with a child selling hot dogs, but the child was disobedient, so the woman slapped her hard, and the child burst into tears. I glanced over. It was Chloe and her daughter. I didn't go over. Instead, I answered the call from my wife. "Honey, when are you coming home? Our child misses you very much," I said with a smile. "I'll be right back. I brought gifts for you and our child." My wife said sweetly, "Okay, our child and I will be waiting for you at home." We hung up, and I left. All of this was retribution, and this was the best possible ending.